Welcome to Borrowdale Avenue, a fairly average Tyneside street. We've been knocking on doors asking people for their experiences of payday lending. We wanted to create a mini snapshot of how companies like Wonga, Newcastle United's sponsor, are affecting family finances, and we've discovered that the temptation for easy credit has got some people into trouble.
So how much debt are you in because of payday loans?
Roughly speaking, I would say about 12,000.
We spoke to 50 households and the majority, 76%, say they'd never used a payday lender. 16% say they knew people who'd used one and struggled to pay the money back.
Have you taken out a payday loan?
No, I definitely wouldn't. I know a lot of people get into financial difficulties because they can't afford the repayments.
But 8% of people say they had taken out a payday loan with companies like Wonga. All of them got their fingers burned.
It started off that I had to get enough money to pay the rent because I'd run out of money basically. And then once you get one, the next month you've got to pay it back, you've got to take out another one just to cover the rest of your debts again, and then it just goes on and on and on from there.
The others we'd spoke to who'd borrowed money included one single mum who'd borrowed £1,000 to pay her rent. 9 months later, she'd paid back more than double that amount and is still paying it off. We also spoke to one student who'd borrowed £200 and 5 months later had paid back more than £1,000. The Consumer Finance Association, which represents many payday lenders, told Sky Tyne and Weir,
"If you get into financial difficulty, responsible lenders will seek to help you, not pile on the pressure. But it is vital to remember that a payday loan is designed to be a short-term option only and should never be used to try and fix larger, long-term debt problems."
What advice would you have to people who are thinking about getting a payday loan?
I wouldn't. Don't take one.
Spare a little change, please. Spare a little change, please.
29-year-old Kirk Watson can make up to £150 a day begging on the streets of Newcastle.
Spare a little change, please. Spare a little change, please.
He says the most lucrative spot is outside this Northumberland Street bakery. When he sets up here, generous customers offer him a staggering amount of food.
Yesterday, I must have took home about 7 pasties, 6 sausage rolls. I was getting bacon and sausage sandwiches, cups of coffee, cups of tea, hot chocolate, all day.
Like many street beggars, Kirk's addicted to drugs, in his case, heroin and cocaine. And the council fear cash handouts from the public are worsening the problem.
If you give directly to beggars, you may well be feeding an addiction. You don't know their circumstances, but if you give to charitable organisations that want to help those people, there is much better chance of a long-term solution.
Street begging is illegal, and if he can't feed his addiction, he turns to petty crime and says time in prison can be easier than life on the street.
Think to yourself, it's better. You've got a telly in your pad, you've got a kettle in your pad, you've got a roof over your head, you've got 3 square meals a day. So in looking at it in like with the snow and that, it's a luxury compared to being on the streets.
The council says there is accommodation available for those who need it, and if people are sleeping rough, it's not because the help isn't there.
It rarely is as simple as a lack of accommodation. It's unable to accept the accommodation or refuse to accept the accommodation that's on offer or are excluded because of issues regarding behaviour, violence or refusal to pay. And by giving to beggars, sometimes that can perpetuate that problem because it means that you're feeding the habit rather than helping organisations like the Cyrenians and their ACE workers to help people deal with the causes.
Spare a little change, please.
He was caught on camera punching a police horse. Now, 45-year-old Barry Rogerson claims the reason he did it was in self-defence.
The horse got spooked and it just come on towards us. It panicked, I panicked, and in a split second I was on the floor.
What made you lash out at the horse?
Reaction. It was coming towards us. I tried to stop it with my left hand first by hitting its neck, and then I just knocked it on the nose.
Having not left the house for days, he says he's scared of what awaits him outside.
Apparently there's 700 animal rights people want my address.
And how does that make you feel?
I feel like I've been made like a scapegoat.
In some of the pictures, you're wearing like a handkerchief. Why were you wearing that?
The filling dropped out of there. Can you see that? The cold air was getting into it. And I put my scarf up, that's it. It looks like I was hiding my face for identity, but I wasn't, that's the reason. It's been a nightmare for me, but it's been a nightmare what I put my family through. My wife's upset, my family's upset, and it's just out of character for me, it's not me. I'm sorry for the whole event. Wish it never happened. Sorry to the club. Sorry to my family.